So you're thinking of giving a flight simulator a try, but you're not 100% sure of where to start? Well, this video is for you. We're going to take a look at a few of the potential options you have with regards to peripherals and accessories that you can buy from us here at Scan. Starting with the basic setup and working our way up, there should be something for everyone. So first of all, we're going to assume that you have a PC already. However, if that's not the case, then you can also add one of our fantastic 3XS systems to any of the kit that we look at today to complete your setup. We also have a flight sim configurator option if you want full control of every part of your build, and we'll add the links in the description for all of that. Naturally, each flight simulator will have its own minimum system requirements, so it's worth checking what they are. And we suggest, if you want to turn the graphics right up for the best experience, that you opt for higher than the minimum spec, if you can of course. So where do you start with flight simulators? Well, assuming that your PC is set up on a desk like ours is here, generally the minimum specs calls for just a mouse and keyboard, but let's be honest, they aren't exactly going to help much with immersing yourself into the cockpit of your favourite plane. So the easiest and cheapest option is something that you can just add to your existing setup and then put it away afterwards. So our first option then is to add a flight controller to give your hands something that acts and feels like the real thing. Now it's important at this stage to note there are generally two types of flight simulator: combat and commercial. Combat simulators feature warplanes from different eras and generally are best supported by something like this, a HOTAS flight stick. This means hands-on throttle and stick, and they're designed to have all of the basic flight controls at your fingertips and a set of customizable buttons. It works really well as it generally matches the control types of these planes. Good examples of these types of simulator are IL2 and DCS World. A HOTAS flight stick is very versatile though, and it will work with any type of flight simulator, and it generally offers an all-in-one solution, so it's often also the cheapest option, and they also tend to be the least complicated to set up on a desk. Our next setup is well suited to commercial flight simulators like Xplane or the new Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, which are all about realism, so it makes sense to have the same controls and switches as the real planes. The learner-friendly Cessna right up to airliners like the 747 that feature in these sims generally use a flight yoke controller like this. This is the Alpha Flight Control from Honeycomb Aeronautical. It's made from aerospace-grade internal components with realistic ergonomics, a 180-degree turn radius and a backlit panel for flying at night. These simulators also benefit hugely from a separate set of rudder controls to mimic the full setup and allow you to control the rudder and toe brakes of your aircraft with your feet, just like in real life. We've got the Logitech rudder pedals here with an adjustable tension dial for smooth and accurate flight sim action. And lastly, for the commercial flight sims, if you've a bit more that you want to spend, there's also the option of a separate throttle attachment to give you control over other aircraft functions like flaps, multiple engines and autopilot. This all adds to the realism and offers the best overall experience with these types of simulators. That covers off on-desk control options, so what can you do to take it up to the next level? Well, you could of course go for a stand, which is a good idea for a multi-use space where you can't have it set up all of the time. This next level racing flight stand is movable and can be used in front of a traditional desk, but it can also fold up and be moved around. It's also modular, so it can be upgraded later on as you build your setup. Or you could go all out if you have a space you can dedicate to your flight sim adventures and get a fixed system flight cockpit like this awesome next level racing GT Ultimate cockpit to make the game more fun and realistic. For even more realism, the GT Ultimate can also support the motion platform, which actually moves your chair to simulate real movement and G-force. A dedicated cockpit works really well with a large multi-monitor or VR setup for even extra immersion. Most flight simulators have VR support with the exception of the new Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is due to add it likely in 2021. For more information on any of the setups we've talked about today, or to see what options are available, we've set up a dedicated flight simulator webpage with all of the links you need. Click the link in the description to check that out. And we'll have more video content about the new Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, so keep an eye on that on our YouTube channel. And if you like this video, then please give us a like and hit the subscribe button to get notifications of content when we release it.